Hello and welcome to Behind the Lines. I'm Diane Dayton. Today we're going to talk about and find out about Samaritan Counseling Center and all the good they're doing in our community. With us right now we have Stephanie Martin. Stephanie, you are a Development Assistant, Events Coordinator with Samaritan Counseling Center. Now my understanding is that this started in 1988. How did it start?
It started by a man named Jim Hanna. He was a pastor at Highland Presbyterian Church, and the church at the time, he was a pastor, and the church was noticing a lot of counseling needs that the church was having a hard time fitting the demand. So Jim created the Samaritan Counseling Center for the needs of the church members and also for the community at large.
Okay, and it's a wide variety of services that you offer, and I know some of the slogans you use are healthy minds, strong communities. So this is really for what? Children, adults, couples, family, businesses, organizations, church groups. It's across the board, right?
Yeah, it's all ages and all variety of counseling needs.
Okay, so how does this work? Tell me about how Samaritan Counseling Center really works.
Well, if somebody has a child or an adult or couples or families or whatever, they have a situation that they're in that they feel like counseling could benefit them to work through a situation or work through a past situation or whatever the case may be, they can call the center and make an appointment. We have currently we have 19 clinicians there. They all work varying days and times, and most of them are part-time, but there's there's people there every day, night and day, some evening, some morning, all afternoon. And we're a little different in that we work with a lot of insurance panels where not all counseling services do, so that can help with the cost, so not everything's out of pocket.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. That's really good to know. So two of the areas that I think we should discuss that we were talking about earlier, first of all is Teen Hope. Tell me about that.
That's a new program we've started the last couple of years. It's a screening process that the counselors go out to school districts. The school districts actually have to invite us there, but it's to screen middle and high school students for possibilities of depression, anxiety, and suicide risks. And a child is asked they get a 5-question questionnaire, and based on those answers, will determine they get certain scores based on answers, and then if their scores are concerning, they'll get flagged, a red flag, and then they will come back and talk to the student a little bit more, and then we'll reach out to the parents to recommend that the child seek some counseling, but it's not that you have to do it, it's just a recommendation. Sure. And then the parents can take it from there.
And this covers all different areas, my understanding is too, right? Whether the student is struggling with depression, suicidal thoughts, anxiety, substance abuse, is that right?
It doesn't really target substance abuse, but that may come up in some of the counseling, but they're not really looking for substance abuse with the screening. It's to screen students that have that a lot of students will have some of these issues with depression and anxiety, but they fall under the radar where they're not really exhibiting symptoms or behaviors that would really concern teachers or parents, and based on the questioning, it really hits them in ways that it can bring out that they are really struggling with anxiety or depression, or even having suicidal thoughts.
Right, and that's where you can intervene, and through the counseling services.
Yeah, and we're trying to catch kids before they think suicide is the only answer to their situation or their problem, or whatever their issue is that they're struggling with.
Yeah. What do we need to be aware of if we are somebody looking at let's say a teen or something? What would be something obvious?
Well, I'm not really a clinician, but a lot of it is maybe just some of the confidence issues kids go through. A lot of it is can be bullying, or sometimes issues that are just happening at school that they might not even come home and, you know, talk to their parents about. There's a lot of situations where the parents aren't even aware that they're struggling with, you know, some of these some of these concerns, and, you know, them when they're made aware by us. You know, some parents have known that maybe the child is struggling in some way or another, but then there's been other times where they weren't aware at all, and they were, you know, happy that, you know, they were told so that they could, you know, intervene before.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And sometimes behavioral changes, something different from your child, normal habits and that sort of thing too, right? Safe Places is what?
That is a program that is targeting child sexual abuse, and they go out, and their primary focus is well, it's Safe Church, Safe Places. So it was started to intervene in churches, particularly churches that did a lot of interaction. Well, most churches have interaction with children in some way or another, and so it was to help make churches aware of if there's somebody in their congregation that, you know, may be targeting a child in an inappropriate sexual way, how to be aware of behaviors of the child, or that, you know, things that are just not right for the adult and child to be alone together. And so it was to make church congregations to give them awareness on you know, their congregation and how to better protect the children in their church.
Okay, and providing that education and that training and that sort of thing. So there are ways that we can help and we can really make a difference. So first of all, donating is key. So we'll take, you know, financial donations. Anything else that?
Well, some of our events, businesses can sponsor, help to sponsor the event, and then that also helps to provide marketing for them at our event and on our website. And but donations is and volunteering. I mean, we always can use volunteers for some of our committees and to come in and help with just mundane things like mailings.
I was going to ask you, help in what way, like with mailings and
to stuff envelopes, help, you know, put the promotion pieces out there for the mail, and serving on committees is huge, because that it really helps to take some of the work off of the center staff so that they can focus their efforts on, you know, other tasks, and, you know, have the volunteers help.
So you have partners in ministry as well, too. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is partnering with churches, local churches, and depending on the size of the church, they pay to the center a certain amount based on how many folks are in their congregation, and then based on their fee that they pay at the center, and it's I can't remember right now what the fee is per person, but then they get vouchers, and so then they can use those vouchers for their members of the congregation to come to the center for free to have counseling services.
That's wonderful. Well, there's a great event that's coming up very soon, Monday, November 12th. It's the Silent Samaritan Luncheon. So it's an invitation for all women to attend, right? And just give me a brief synopsis on that. We're going to get some more details soon.
The luncheon is held every year. This year we changed the date a little earlier in the month of November. We used to always have it the Monday after Thanksgiving, but we were finding some difficulty with that date. So this year it's November 12th at Calvary Church, and we're in our 23rd year.
Oh, wow.
The luncheon was started, the first year was in 1996, November 1996, and we had 150 women contributed, and they earned about $16,000 that first year. Fast forward to last year, and we had around 500 women, and we earned just over $90,000 for our
excellent.
event.
But we've got some great speakers that are coming, and we're going to get into all those wonderful details with that too. Thank you so much for sharing with us exactly what the Samaritan Counseling Center offers, and the fact that there is hope and there is a place to go here in Lancaster County. And where are you located again?
1803 Oregon Pike, Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Okay, thank you so much. And we will be right back with more information about this great event coming up in November. Stay with us. Enjoy Mormon Tabernacle Choir, music in the spoken word, Sundays at 8:30 till 10 a.m. and 10:30 p.m. till midnight on LCTV 66, your local connection. Welcome back to Behind the Lines, and we've been talking about Samaritan Counseling Center, and we're also talking about the Silent Samaritan fabulous luncheon that's coming up on Monday, November 12th, and this is at Calvary Church, right?
Right.
With us right now, we have the co-chairs of the committee. We have Kathy Galetka, and we also have Kathy Dorimes, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you for being here, Kathy.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about what really is Silent Samaritan and how that started.
The Silent Samaritans are a group of women helping women. The Silent Samaritan Luncheon was started 23 years ago by Alta Landis and Linda Peacock.
Okay.
And they got this group of women together for $100 a plate for lunch, had a speaker, and it has since evolved to over 500 women attending this luncheon in November.
It's a great fundraiser for you. As we were talking a little bit earlier, what was it, over 90,000 last year?
Yes.
Yeah. So this event is for women and about women, is that
Correct.
right? Okay.
Yes, it's only women.
All right.
Even though it sounds like we are segregation, but it's for women. We're women helping women, and that has been our platform, and we continue to do that. And this year, we are changing our venue. We're changing the date. We normally, the last 22 years, we've been the Monday after Thanksgiving, but this year it's November the 12th on a Monday, and we're going to Calvary Church, and we hope to fill the room again like we've done before.
Yeah, that's a beautiful location.
It is.
And when you go about choosing speakers, I mean, the topic, like for instance, the topic this year is?
The power of individuality and unconditional love.
And the speakers are actually from the area, correct? Tell me about the speakers.
Abby Stewart was is a graduate of Manheim Township High School, and she and her mother will share how they persevered together through those teenage years.
And those challenges and how they were overcome and through counseling services and that sort of thing that really made a difference, made an impact.
They
and
came to the
success.
Samaritan Counseling Center because Abby was having some difficulties as a teenager.
Yeah.
And Abby is grown up. She's a 35-year-old woman now. And so she is willing to share how important it was to come to the counseling center, the Samaritan Counseling Center. And so that's why we invited she and her mother, Carol Reichler, to come and be our guest speakers. So we're looking forward to a wonderful, I think they're both going to be an asset. And I think our audiences will see how important our counseling center is, the Samaritan Counseling Center, and also our luncheon, how important it is, because we are supporting other women to helping them.
Absolutely. So basically the doors will open at 11 with lunch around 11:30 and then the speakers to follow. So we're saying that the tickets are $100 and this is, like we were saying, the big fundraiser for the year too. So how can we get tickets? Online?
Well, tickets can be purchased through the Samaritan Counseling Center. That phone number is 560-9969. Or through any Silent Samaritan. That, you know, if someone knows a Silent Samaritan, they can get them a ticket.
They can get the
Sure.
So the committee itself, well, there's a lot that you do with the committee. Tell us a little bit about what goes on there.
Well, we have about 11, 12 ladies. We're from all over the county, and we've come together, and we meet usually once a month, all through the year. We start this event just as soon as it's over in November. We start looking for next year and getting another speaker. And we have different committees, and we have chairman of the program committee, which is very important. They have to find the program And then we have centerpieces we have to work on and make sure that's done, name tags, and we're talking about over 500 women. So it takes a lot to get this put together. So over the year, we work on it.
Yeah.
And we also have sponsors, which is very important.
Oh,
When this
absolutely.
started 23 years ago, they did not have sponsors. So that has been a boon to our event, because the sponsors, we have some large sponsors, and they help because it's costly.
Yes.
And our $100 ticket, part of it is tax-free because it is a donation. We are helping other women that maybe can't afford to have counseling.
Right.
And so that's the whole purpose of it. So it takes us a whole year to
Yeah.
get this
Yeah.
get this going.
Yeah, well, maybe somebody that's watching would like to be a part of the committee. How do they go about doing that?
Well, they certainly can call the Samaritan Counseling Center and leave their name, and we would love to get in touch with them. We are always looking for volunteers, if not even for our committee at the center to do clerical work or whatnot. Yeah.
Absolutely. What does it mean to you to be involved with this personally?
Oh,
Well, it's just so rewarding to know that the money that we're using or donating or getting from others is going to help other women. You know, women who are in need and are not as lucky or as blessed as we are, perhaps, you know, and that money is going to help them work through some kind of situation that they may have.
Yeah, Kathy?
it's helping others, and
Yeah.
that's the bottom line, Diane. You're helping someone else that maybe you don't know them, but they need help, and so that's the reason all of we women
Yes.
do this.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Samaritan Counseling Services, there's a website we'll also put up on the screen so people can find out more information about that.
Good.
Because a little bit earlier we did talk about the Teen Hope and also Safe Places. And all of these work together, don't they?
They do. Oh,
do.
yes. Yeah.
They do, and it's fortunate that even though we do work with insurance companies, some women or others who can't afford the counseling, we can work on a sliding scale basis or whatever to get them help.
Okay.
There's always help for somebody.
So the key to this too is that don't let that hold you back, the
No.
financial
No.
part of it, right?
Absolutely not. No.
No, that's it.
Basically, we will figure out something. Is
Right,
that what you're saying?
exactly.
Absolutely.
If you need
Okay.
help, the Samaritan Counseling Center will do their very best to provide
Right.
to
it.
provide the help, yes.
Yeah, and it is across the board too. I know we were talking about this specific
Right.
event, but
Families, you know, marriage counseling, children, whatever.
Whatever, yeah. And
Yeah.
it's not necessarily religious based. I think people think, oh, it must be religious based. No, it really isn't. If you don't feel comfortable in a religious setting, do not hesitate to come to the Samaritan Counseling Center.
Okay.
They're not there for that.
And we know that phone call, that first phone call is very, very hard to make.
yeah.
But the counseling center is so welcoming and such a warm setting that I think once people get there, they can relax and get the support that they need.
Yeah. So we can say if someone is watching that might have a need with one of these issues that we've talked about, just pick up the phone
Yes.
Oh,
and
yes.
start to talk to somebody, and we will figure it out. Is that-
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Take the first
The
step.
first step, yeah,
That's the
make that
first.
phone call.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you decide you'd like to donate your time or money, do the same thing. Pick up, because that can make a
Exactly.
difference. You
Yes.
can be a
Yes.
part of the committee.
Can always
Everyone
use
is
that.
welcome.
Yes, everyone's welcome, yes.
All right. So we'd like to still invite everybody to try to come, women,
Absolutely.
to this Silent Samaritan Luncheon that's coming up on Monday, November 12th. And the tickets are $100, and this is the major fundraiser that's going to make a huge difference throughout the year with providing these
Yes.
counseling services
Absolutely.
to everybody. So if you can't make it to that, there are other ways that you can donate and volunteer, and
Right.
and we can support the
We
counseling
never turn
center.
anyone away.
That's right.
That's right.
Thank you so much for taking time
Thank you.
today
Thank you,
Diane.
and sharing all the
Thank
good
you.
work that you do.
Oh,
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
We'd like to say thank you for joining us today, too. I'm Diane Dayton with Behind the Lines, reminding you to look behind the lines. You might be surprised what you find.